Is this thing running? Are we on? Hello? Hi, how are you?
I hear you
All right,
fine. I don't know if you're on.
do it again. Okay, fine. Uh, you say you're an automation delivery manager, been doing this for quite a while. I don't know. All right, who prepared these notes? All right. Hello, who are you?
Morning,
You find
Ahmed.
I'm just annoyed this morning. It's okay. I'm glad I was able to make your morning a little bit funny.
Oh, absolutely. It's a refreshing restart to the week. So
All
I
right,
appreciate
that's
being
great.
here.
I'm glad you're here. Um, I'm here with Piyu. Piyu is an automation delivery lead, I am told, at BankUnited. Tell everyone something funky about yourself, Piyu.
Something funky about myself. Uh, Actually, because Between Two Bots sounds like an homage to Between Two Ferns, I do have a funny bone, quite a few actually. Uh, So that's funky enough, I guess. I'll start by asking you a question. Why did AI break up with its embeddings?
Ooh,
This is for the technologist friends out there.
that's a good one. You got me stumped here. Finish it.
Okay, it's because its RAG kept bringing up old vectors.
All right, three people who are going to listen to this podcast will get it, but it's still funny.
Hopefully, yes.
There you go. Okay. Tell us what you do at BankUnited.
Absolutely. So I've been with BankUnited for over 8 years now. I joined as a systems analyst. I double hatted as a BA, as a PM. Participated a whole lot in agile transformations. I was part of very data centric projects initially, and then I joined the RPA team about 5.5, 6 years back, and I've been leading the team for about 4 years now. And it's been a fun ride. There's been a lot of learning. And I think I can now confidently say that I'm most passionate about automations and now AI. I've I've worked in different capacities in different technologies here at BankUnited, and automation for what it brings, for how diverse it is, how it exponentially changes on a monthly basis, and just what you can deliver with it has my interest. So very passionate to be doing what I do here at BankUnited.
6 years. You're an old timer. They used punch cards back then. Uh,
No, not that old.
all right, fine. Uh, let's get right into it. You talk about building teams. Automation delivery requires you to build teams.
Yes.
The whole low code, no code ideas out there. Um, that's just give all the tools in front of people who have no idea how to code, and they'll just be writing automation. Right? That's what it is.
You touched a nerve there. So I cringe when folks say anybody and everybody can do automation. It's a low code platform. So what's the big deal? And just often my peers who are traditional developers, we often have healthy banter around this. But here's the thing: anybody and everybody can build an automation. I work at a bank, I download 5 Excel sheets, I reconcile them, I put them in a Word document, I attach it, send it to 50 odd users, takes me about 4 or 5 hours. Can I build an automation that will allow me to do this in minutes? Yes, of course I can. Can anybody build an automation on their local machine, use it to enhance their own productivity? Absolutely. But when you're building the platform for an enterprise and you're building it for an organization to solve for large scale problems, your automation platform has to be set up for sustainability, for scalability, and for stability. So you need tech acumen and tech competencies, and you need people who understand infrastructure. You need people who understand network. You need people who understand um, architecture. And essentially, when you understand your technology ecosystem wherever you work, and you've got a good grip on that, is when you're able to set up your platform to deliver with a great speed to market. So the whole low code, anybody can do, anyone can do, is okay in a certain capacity. But I truly believe in the concept that Jim Collins preached back in early 2000s, which is you have to build to last. Your vision can change, your objectives can change, your solutions can change, your problem statements can change. What doesn't change is people you've invested in, resources you've set up. And that truly is where majority of the game lies. So we're a set of developers, engineers, architects, BAs, QAs on this team, and we do partner with Accelerate, and that's been a great partnership uh, because you have to work with experts on board. This is a very niche technology, so you've got to make sure you're engaging with the right competence.
That's great. Um, so you're saying get the business involved, but you need some know how to do this stuff. So that's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
Well, so for me, business is who we deliver to. That's my end client, right?
there you go.
And
Okay.
when you build to last, and when you've invested in your resources and you're confident of your delivery, you automatically nurture and foster that trust with business partners. So, interestingly, about 6 years back, and you've spoken about this in your first episode of this series, where you say, hey, business was skeptical because is this technology going to replace me? Is automation going to replace me? When you build automations that are truly making lives simpler and allowing the employee to get creative and to bring in more value in different ways, and once they start seeing the value in it, they keep coming back. And that's where we're at now. They keep coming back and saying, all right, now I've got this problem statement and I've been doing this in a regimented way. I think this can be automated. Can you look at it? So you need to be backed up by resources who've entrenched themselves in the system and are capable of delivering now at a speed that the business wants you to, the cadence that business wants you to keep up with.
All right. Great. So how do you pick what to automate? Like, do you always just go to the business and say, how many heads do you want to cut? And they say 15, and then you pick one. How does that work?
No, not at all. So, well, not how many hairs do you want to cut, but how many hours do you want to cut? So, and what that again means is we deliberate on ROI, and we calculate that in a very simple, straightforward manner where we think about how many hours are we saving in a week, in a month by automating this particular process. We also now have a keen interest from business partners coming in and asking, all right, I don't want to just save my hours, but this is I need an audit trail for this, or I need this to be a very regulated, structured process, and that's why I need a bot. So we've gone beyond how many hours are you going to save into also compliance and audit now, where we're leveraging the technology to deliver streamlined audit trail proof projects. Uh, I will say though, we have a center of excellence that works with business partners. We've got BRMs who manage the relationship with business partners. But I think we at BankUnited, the automation platform serves a diverse set of sections. So we work across deposit operations, treasury, finance, accounting, what have you. So we're well established in the system, and most folks know where and how to engage us, so it's become easier. I will mention though that the landscape's changed now in the recent past with agentic and AI coming up. Till about a couple of years back, we would approach a problem statement, and the business also got used to thinking of us in that manner. We would say, all right, give me your rule-based issues and problem statements. Talk me through the tasks that you're doing on a repeatable basis. Talk me through processes that you can put in a process flow and I can put into an algorithm. And that's what we're solving for. Interestingly, that's not how we start these conversations anymore. Now we say, just tell me your problem statement. Uh, don't worry about how I'm going to solve for it or what I can solve for. Just tell me your pain points. And it's uncanny that we're having this conversation today because just last week I was on a call with one of our senior executives, and the question came up. She said, "What is, if you can tell me what your capabilities are, I can tell you where I see you fit." And I said, and I was with a partner on this call, and my counterpart from ServiceNow team. We mostly work with UiPath, and we both said the same thing. We said, state of the art is possible now. Just you needn't worry about how and why and with what. Just tell us where it hurts and we'll fix it. If not 100%, well, at least to a large degree, 70 to 80%, we'll be able to take care of it.
Makes sense. You opened the door. Agentic AI. You're training spies.
I wish. No, no, keeping it simple, keeping it very simple. Is that your convoluted way of asking me to give you my take on AI?
I don't know. You could take it as you may.
All right.
Yes. How's the bank thinking about it? We've spoken to. I had a guest on the other day, Josh, who talked about how his bank is his organization is thinking about it. They're highly regulated. You're at a proper bank. What's the deal? Are they letting you use this smart beings? They're not. What's happening there?
All right, so let me break down that question into two parts. Let's talk about BankUnited first, right? Uh, BankUnited has already delved into AI. We have a chatbot named Savi, and it was built using AWS, and it's an internal chatbot. Now, like any other regulated bank, we're approaching AI with a lot of caution, and there is a hyper focus on security, obviously. And we are discovering use cases, technologies, tools, all of it. And like I said, approaching it with a lot of caution. On a second part, on a more personal front, as a professional who is in the domain of automation and I deeply resonated with two of the four principles that I read in Ethan Mollick's latest book, Co-Intelligence. And he talks about two of the four being A, always bring AI to the table. As an individual, as a professional, as an end user, you have to get so well entrenched in the system that you know what the limitations of the system are and what its true capabilities are. And we know that AI is not foolproof. We've seen that. We saw that in 2016 with Tay, which was Microsoft's Twitter bot, and it had to be shut down in matter of hours because we didn't realize that if you're training on the data that's being fed to you, it's a vicious circle. So the bot started spitting out inappropriate responses, racially and with bias and with bias towards and against genders. So that was a lesson. But you'll say, oh, that was in 2016, Piyu. So why is it relevant today? Because, well, 2023, we had the massive showdown with the New York Times columnist Kevin Roose coming in and reporting about the bot that was Binge, was it? Yeah. And Bing. And the fact that he said that the bot was emotionally erratic, it was almost paranoid, and that's what it was perpetuating. Now, those are scary things, and that's again a testimony of how you have unintentional emergent behavior in long drawn conversations. So you have to be careful as somebody who's interacting with this technology of what you're prompting it towards. And then there was the Air Canada fiasco that happened, I believe it was last year, where there were legal repercussions because the bot ended up sending out messages to end clients about bereavement reimbursements. And so we know that the technology is not foolproof. We know that it's exceptionally capable. The only way to know what you as an individual or as a professional or would use it for or not use it for is to bring it to the table, burn your fingers with it. The second
There you go.
the second principle that really resonated with me was human in the loop. And before I get into that, let me ask you another one. Uh, why does AI not like, or why does AI not mess with Sarah Connor, the Terminator?
Oh, oh.
Not just because she's a mom, but
Yeah, no. All right, you stumped me again. Go ahead.
because she's the original OG human in the loop, keeping AI on its track.
I will spare you my Arnold. I'll be back impersonation. Go ahead.
So, human in the loop is absolutely important because we're not yet at a stage where we can completely trust the technology to give us all the answers with 100% accuracy. Um, the RLHF, which is what we say is refined, help me out here, um, reinforced learning with human feedback.
Reinforcement human learning.
That has to be the foundation of AI models that you're building, not just initially, because believe me, developing and rolling it off is the easy part. It's it's keeping track of the evolution that truly is going to be the game changer. So human in the loop, I think, is
Yeah,
the second principle that I completely uh, stand by.
makes sense. You're taking us into my favorite topic of testing agentic applications, but we'll put that aside for another day because that's a very interesting thing. So look, I think you're absolutely right. With agentic AI, I think it's extremely important. While some may like hallucinations, I don't think that works in the corporate world. So we got to keep it. You got to keep it consistent
Right.
and repeatable
Right.
with auditability and clear answers on why certain things were done a certain way, how a decision was reached, so on and so forth. So that's with RPA was easy to do.
Yes.
Here's the rule we programmed.
Yes.
Here's what it did. Here's the output. There you go.
Right.
Agentic becomes a little bit more
Right.
tricky. Um, Look, all of this stuff coming in. How do you measure your impact? You're looking at new technology. You're working with some. It's funny we call it technology that got started out in like 2016 traditional technology, but let's just call it traditional technology. Um, how are you keeping measuring your impact? What's um, you know reduce costs, risk
Right.
mitigation, improve customer satisfaction, new revenue streams. How are you thinking about it?
So, like I said, we've kept our measures of automation returns very simple. We keep it in terms of um, employee hours saved, and we keep it in terms of compliance and audit trails. But apart from that, obviously, when that happens, you've streamlined your processes and then you're able to venture into new areas and you're able to improve upon other areas of opportunity that lie outside of regimented or rule-based processes, right? Now, that's a domain or that's an aspect that you can't quite tap into and measure it. It's not as tangible oftentimes. However, I think if I had to talk about the platform in tangible measures, I would, apart from the ones that I've already mentioned, I would say because we've invested so much in getting the platform stabilized, getting rid of all tech debt, making sure that we're staying ahead of the curve with technical advancements. Speed to delivery or speed to market is another aspect. So we're capable of launching new automations every 3.5, 4 weeks, and these are new processes, brand new processes. Obviously, we reuse code where applicable. We build in a way where we're making it very modular. But at the same time, like I said, because it's a diverse portfolio, no five automations will have a completely structure. It can be very varied depending on the department you're serving and what you're serving. So speed to market is yet another factor that I think we measure ourselves against. And then stability of bots. So like I said, not just with AI, also with automation and traditional automation, setting it up and going live is the easy bit. It is to ensure that your automations don't break when there's three parallel upgrades happening on the underlying infrastructure, whether it's an application or an infrastructure. So that's the tricky part. So you've got to build your automations following RDLC in such a robust manner that you know exactly what tweak in the ecosystem where will cause an impact to your automation, and you're prepared for it. So that's another measure. I think post-production issues have been on a significant decline with our team, and that's another measure I would say.
Perfect. There you have it, guys and gals. Piyu, she gives back hours to the business, helps people make sure that they don't get audited. And she's looking forward to training her AI agents, especially to make sure they don't schedule 8:30 in the morning meetings. But that's okay. Join me next time when I'm going to try to interview another robot who's not feeling all that well, and try to see if we can get its emotional well-being good. Piyu, thank you very much for being on with us. I really had a lot of fun doing this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Emma. Have a good one.